Hi, I'm Ron Kubara with the Lotus Club, and I'd like to introduce to you one of our directors, Kevin Moroney. Kevin has been our treasurer for 26 years now, I think. And Kevin's had a variety of different Lotuses, which maybe he'll tell you about in a second, but he's currently the owner of this little beautiful Elise. So, Kevin, why don't you tell us a little bit about your car?
Yeah, so before this I had a Lotus Elite, and I was able to sell it and buy this. Kind of a funny story. It was won at a casino, and the person that won it didn't want it, so I managed to get it for a good price, which made me happy. I've owned the car since 2007, so this makes it coming up on 17 years. I initially used the car mostly for tracks and autocross type driving, but the last couple of years now I've started using it more as a road touring type vehicle. Along the way I had the car Supercharged, which was made for a big difference in the way the car drives. It has a much smoother drive with the supercharger and makes more power on the top end, so it's been a lot of fun with that. I'm not sure what else.
Well, Kevin and I were just on the track a few days ago at Vancouver and Motorsport, and I was driving my 300ZX twin turbo, and I was just behind Kevin, and that's when I realized my 300 horsepower 300ZX twin turbo is no match for that Elise.
Yeah.
So although I could brake and enter into the corners the same as Kevin, through coming out of the corners, there was no hope in heck in me trying to keep up with him. He would pull away. I'd try to catch up to him into the corners, but that's a quick little car. Can we have a look at the engine and see what the differences are?
Well, you know what? I know
So really the main difference for me is this device here, which is the supercharger tucked way down in there, if you can see it, with the ribs on it. Basically, it's a kit that you can buy, and they bolt on, remove the initial or original intake, and do some modifications in the computer and the air sensor. And this car also, I added the factory stage 2 exhaust. I don't know that it adds any real horsepower, but it makes the car sound like it looks, so it's a lot more fun when it has the pops and the noises that a sports car we're used to hearing. I wasn't unsure about doing that at first, but after doing it and having it now for about 2 years, I really like it. I don't think I will switch back to the stock exhaust because, like I say, it just makes the car sound the way it looks.
Well, a couple of years ago, you pulled the engine out and you did some work on it. I believe you put new pistons in.
Yeah, so because of the supercharger and the engine was coming apart anyway, we put in forged pistons, connecting rods. I actually lowered the compression a tiny bit because with the supercharger, it doesn't need the high compression that the normally aspirated car needs to make the horsepower. And basically the engine's been gone through, balanced, blueprinted. The Toyota drivetrain this is sourced from is a pretty durable motor, but I guess if you run it hard enough, long enough, you can do a little bit of damage. So that's why it came apart, but now it's what I would call pretty much bulletproof.
Well, thanks a lot, Kevin. Thanks for showing us the car. And again, we're here at the Vancouver All-British Field Meet, Van Dusen Gardens. And this is the Lotus section. I think we have 36 cars. Kevin's been responsible for parking all the Lotus cars today. But
we had 36 signed up, but about 5 or 6 didn't come for various reasons. Might be 1 or 2 the weather scared them off, and a couple that had other issues going on.
Well, I know there's a certain Lotus Esprit that head gasket failed and didn't make it down here, but that would be me. Thanks very much, Kevin.